Hi there, this is Hugh speaking, and today I'm going to show you how to create high resolution motion background videos using Adobe After Effects. I'm using CS4, but I'm sure you can use any version of After Effects to do this. So what we're going to be doing here is making just some little animations based on some really simple settings in Adobe After Effects. So the first thing I'm going to do is have a project and maybe save the project already. I'm going to just call it today's date. And that'll be my project. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is I want to add, have to have a composition. So we're going to go new composition. And we want to make sure that the composition is high resolution, which means 1280 px by 720 px, and the lock aspect ratio to 16:9. And you can use square pixels. Not sure if we'll use these other ones right now. We'll just stick with square pixels and 2997 frames per second. And it has a resolution at quarter right now. That's okay. So that's how we're going to look at it. Now, the first thing we want to do is add a new solid layer. And you can really pick any color that you want to start out with. You start out with black or maybe gray. And just say OK. So now you've got this layer. And now what we're going to do is we're going to add some effects to that layer. So you notice up here we're looking at the project. There should be another area here called Effect Controls. So you're going to click Effect Controls. And over on this side you're going to see effects and presets. And they're all listed here, but you can also search for them in here. So we're going to use two effects. One is called fractal noise, and so you just grab that and drag it to the effects control screen. You see you immediately get a little design here going on. And the other one we want to look for is called CC Toner, and CC Toner is going to give us some color, and we can address the color. Now the next thing that we need to do technically here is we need to add, so we've got a 15-second clip here from 0 to 15. Now you see here in Comp 1, there's a little triangle here under your gray solid or whatever color you have. You open that up, and then you open up Effects, and then you open up Fractal Noise. Now this is pretty simple, but it's kind of an advanced technique. Not everybody knows about this. So what we need to do is create two keyframes on this for the animation. So what you're going to do is take this thing and pull it all the way over to the left, and then find this evolution down here. You're going to see it under Fractal Noise. Find evolution. Click it. When this is all the way over here, click the little stopwatch one time. Then you take this, drag it all the way to the right, and click this button, Add or Remove Keyframe. So now you see you've got a little dot here and a little dot here. Now leave this here and don't do anything else. And the next thing you want to do is click into this 0x right here and put some number, like let's say 6. And then you hit enter. Now what that has done is now created an animation from the beginning to the end. Now you can go ahead here and save that project now. Next thing you want to do is you can play around with the coloring, and we can do that under the CC toner here. You notice you have 3 colors, and you can actually animate them using keyframes, or we can just set it for the color. So I'm going to go ahead and set the midtones here to a kind of an aquamarine. We have the shadow set to black and the highlights set to white. So that means we've got this mixture of black, aquamarine, and white. So as we go through the animation, you see those are the 3 colors that the animation uses. Now, there's a lot more cool stuff that you can do with this, but if I just go ahead and play the animation, you can see what it looks like now. You have that now, and this is not a high-res preview. It's a little bit grainy. Okay, now there are a few ways that we can play around with this too. You've got all your animation presets in here. Each one of these creates a different look. You've got your fractal types, and each one of these creates a different look. And you've got your noise type, and each one of these creates a different look as well. You can also change the contrast, the brightness. This overflow creates a difference in the effect as well. Transforming is just like size, rotation, scale of what you see. And the complexity here control is about how much data you're going to see in that animation. Usually leave in the middle. There are all these different things that you can play with. So let's just kind of check it out. So if I choose blocks and then replay the animation, so it's going to show me this kind of an interesting look with those 3 colors. Now if I select cinders, and that's going to give me a different look. See, if I select, each one of these has a different look that you can try to find some really cool looks, and each one has a different combination, as you can see. Not sure what's going on here. My preview. And that animation is based on the fractal noise now. It's a pretty interesting look here. That is there's no preset. What if I try a preset of green crystals? And I'm going to get something like that. I could try lightning bend, and you get some really cool stuff. There are just so many awesome things that you can do in here. Again, the main thing to remember is you have to have this evolution keyframe at the very 0 mark and at the very end, and that will maintain the animation throughout the entire thing. It's a pretty cool pattern. Remember, probably the best place to change things is up here and not while it's running. It's pretty amazing. You can just keep trying the different animation types. So the thing is to get this keyframe at the 0 and then at the very end for this term evolution, and on the last keyframe you're going to set this at 6 or some other number. Now you notice up here, these are like the overall. These are not the animated settings up on the top. These are the settings that are applied overall. So you notice there's the sub-settings. The sub-settings actually give you even other weird options, like I changed this from a 0 to a 4. You could change this everything has, a slightly different effect on the overall look of it. Go ahead and run this. It's kind of interesting. So you can just play around until you get all kinds of different things going on. You notice there's also this invert here, so if you click invert, it gives a completely inverted. So it gives you that really nice shiny look as opposed to more of the darker look. So I think I'll try that one. And now I'm going to go ahead and render this, and rendering it to get it to look good and be a small file size is not the easiest thing to do, especially with this high res, which is 1280 by 720. So here's how we do this. Go ahead and save your project. When you're happy with it, you got this comp 1. Go to composition, add to render queue. Now you notice that we have this render queue down here. And we're going to make a few changes to the render queue. First thing we want to do is click the output module where it says lossless. You know, it says video to Windows. We're going to change it to QuickTime. And you would definitely need to have QuickTime installed and everything working on your computer. So we have QuickTime. I'm going to save that. Then we'll go over here and you can select, where we're going to output this move to. Now the move file is going to be larger, but we're going to squeeze that down after we create the move file. So once we've done these two things, you can go ahead and click render here. And render's going to show you the preview as it goes through the rendering of the video, which is basically creating this video and saving it to a file now. The file is this one, this 1.311-4.move, which will be created on my computer. By the way, the resolution of this video that I'm making now for you is 1280 by 720, so you can see this is a high-res video. So now it's done. You can go over to, actually it's over here, so I'm going to go ahead and take this out of the 640 and put it into the 1280 folder for me. You can see, and it's here now. So now I'm going to use another program. To be honest, I haven't really figured how to use After Effects to really squeeze the MP4 file down into the smallest possible file. So what I use is a program called MPEG Stream Clip. You can see here, MPEG Stream Clip. And we run this, and then we're going to open that file, pick the move file here, the move file that I just made, and you can see now it opens and plays in this stream clip MPEG Stream Clip program. So now we're going to go File, Export to MPEG-4. You can see it already has the 1280 by 720 unscaled selected. H.264. I'm going to leave it at quality 50%. Just take all the defaults and then make MP4. It's going to select the same name, and we'll just go ahead and output that MP4. And there it goes. Now this is a very kind of large, 1280 by 720 pixel movie. And here we've got it, and lo and behold, it's less than 5 megabytes for this high def background. You may be able to get it smaller, but this is the finished product here playing in Windows. Pretty nice, I'd say. So this is the kind of thing that we need to do. Now once this output is done, you can delete the move file. Actually, it's open in the other program, but that's okay. So that's how we make high def motion video backgrounds.